What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru. Time for the whole breakdown that Sean didn't want to do, so I guess I'm going to do it, and it is what it is. But thank you to our Platinum Executive Producer, Corey Hicks, our Gold Executive Producer, Mr. Sheldon Benedict, our Executive Producers, Nick Milicia, Next Level Games, James Johnson, Jesse Armstrong, Glauco Schaffer, David Ray, Michael Drummie, Brendan Myers, Aaron Doherty, Martini, Gene, Joel Brooks, Kieran Smith. Thank you guys so much, because without any of you, this does not happen. I mean, it'll happen, but you guys just make it a little bit better and easier for us to do. So thank you so much for making us better. Now on with the show. Of the Gaming Gurus. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by my best friend in all the land, Toby Thornton. What is up, Toby?
I'm not doing too good, Bobby.
And we're going to skip Toby. We're going to go to the greatest co-host in all podcasting, Sean Capri. What is up, Sean?
What's up, Bobby? I'm blown away by your energy. We're just kind of like talking. We're just hanging out, and all of a sudden, you guys want to do this? Okay, who's doing the thing? I don't want to do it. And then Bobby goes, okay, I'll do it. What is up, everyone? Okay, let's go. Let me...
He's back.
He's back. Dude, I've been out of commission for a week, man. For a week, I've been sick. I've been out of commission. I haven't been able to, I had no energy at all week, man. I was literally just sitting on the chair, watching Catfish and playing video games, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. You know, I've been watching Manhunt, the Unabomber story. Did you know that was a thing? Mm-hmm. They made like a short TV series out of catching the Unabomber. It is so good. It's with Sam Worthington. It's really good. I don't really talk about TV too much. It looks like it was created in the 90s, but I think that's on purpose because it all happened in the 90s. Yeah. It's really good. I've really enjoyed it. I haven't watched a show on Netflix in forever, man.
I've been watching on Hulu. I gotta tell you, man. Have you guys ever been catfished in your life? Do you know what catfishing is?
I know what catfishing is.
Do you know what it is, Sean?
I do, but I've never, no.
Okay, so for those that don't know, it's when you date somebody on the internet and they're basically lying to you. They mislead you and make you think one thing and it's really not the truth.
I mean, maybe you're misleading me. Maybe that's the closest I could get.
Could be.
One day I'm going to find out something awful.
Yeah, it could be. But so this has happened to me twice in my life. The whole catfish. And one time I actually traveled across the country to go meet a girl, and when I got off the plane, it wasn't who she said she was, and I was just like, it's a whole nother story, but we're not going to get into that at the moment. But so for me, it's always been intriguing to watch this show, but man, you want to feel good about yourself. Go on a binge and watch three seasons worth of that show, because by the end of it, you're just like, wow, these people, man, there's some messed up people in the world, really are, and it's
and that show is so well edited. The way
so good, man.
They make a mystery of everything.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
I love the show. The show is so good. But anyway, let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with our geek outs.
Shout outs. Oh, a shout out. Who are you gonna give a shout out to, Bobby? I can give a shout out to Alex Van Aken. How about that?
There you go.
Pulse Radio.
I got to get a hold of him because we were supposed to do something, but because
him and I are best friends. I'm just going to be on Pixel Pulse Radio later today, so no big deal. I'll talk to him.
We'll talk.
Yeah, you want me to pass him a note?
We'll tell him that I was supposed to do Nintendo Talk with him, but because I've been sick, I didn't do anything with anybody.
I will tell him.
And I haven't really even talked. I have been off of social media. I haven't done anything. So today's actually the first day that I'm getting back into the swing of things. Last night I did some streaming, but today I'm actually getting back into the swing of things. Just let him know that I'll reach out to him today or tomorrow and try to reschedule with him.
Maybe he's finding out right now.
It could be if he's listening, but he'll find out from you first.
Alex, then I can get in here. He's right here. It's like a surprise guest.
The one thing I want to say too is that there was no geek or no gaming guru show last week, and there should have been. But two things: one, obviously, me getting sick. I didn't do anything. But two, I felt like the tone of the show was so not us.
I was wondering. I felt like I didn't want to say anything in case I did something wrong.
No, the show.
I'm like, where's the show?
Yeah, I didn't put the show up.
Right.
One was, again, I was sick, so I was just like.
So getting to it was
just a chore.
Mm-hmm.
But and it's weird because when people talk about having the flu, I think like, so what, dude? You have zero energy at all, even to get up and edit. Like I didn't want to do nothing. I didn't want to get up to go to the bathroom. Like I just wanted to just sit in the chair all day, and that's all I did basically all week. So I didn't edit the thing, and I was just like, you know what? But not only that, like the show itself,
it wasn't good.
No, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, it was real bad.
It was short. I think it was only like 40-something minutes long. We actually tried to find fluff to make it go a little longer than it was.
Is that all it was?
Yeah, it wasn't long at all. It wasn't. It was maybe topped out at 50 minutes.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah.
I felt very awkward about the whole show.
Yeah. Toby was just an erratic mess. I wasn't happy with his performance at all.
I was like getting excited, and you guys were like, whatever. Like it just felt.
Yeah, we were just low key.
It fell flat, and then I'm like, but then I got angry about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to get excited about it. We'll just have Toby make videos of.
Because you did say like, guys, what is going on today? We were just like,
I know.
Whatever. We're like, whatever.
I thought it was all right.
Yeah, well, then you're British. That's why.
You're British.
I was looking forward to Mike watching it because of various things that happened in it. But you know,
you could go into your geek out now, which I know what you're geeking out about. So
no, you don't, Bobby. No, you don't. Well, actually, you know one thing I'm geeking out about. I'm geeking out about two things.
You only
Bobby.
get one geek out.
No, I'm cheating,
You only get
Bobby.
one geek out.
Bobby.
Sean, back me on this.
I kind of cheated, and I used one of my geek outs already by saying I was going to be on Pixel Pulse Radio.
Go ahead, Toby.
So it was my happy birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And Karina got me this book for my birthday.
Oh,
it is Zelda Art and Artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It weighs about 5 kilograms. It's incredibly heavy.
Holy cow!
It is so good though. Like the artwork in it is amazing.
Oh wow, man! Look at that.
And
is awesome.
they even go. They've got all the different Zelda games in there.
Sean, pay
They've
attention.
I thought I had that one. I thought
a link to the past sprite work.
Wow.
All of the sprite. Dude, this book is amazing.
That is awesome.
It's so good. You got to get it.
I gotta get that thing.
Have you seen like the set that they've got? There's like a chest that you can buy, and it's got like all 5 of the books. It's like Hyrule Historia and everything like that. I don't know if there's 5, but
I've got that.
Toby,
is that not part of that? That wasn't part of it.
No, it's not part of it.
It's part of the Hyrule Historia. It's part of that collection.
Yeah, that one I've got. What else is in there?
The chest is just strategy guides.
Yeah, that's
right.
The chest is hardback editions of strategy guides.
But you know what? That chest
really
is only big enough for about 8 of the games. Like there are multiple games that have books that don't fit in that chest, but they're part of the same set.
Yeah. They should have it extendable. You just have this really long chest. You just kind of like what's that thing in the table called that when you extend a table out? Do you know what I'm talking about?
In the United States, it's called a leaf.
A leaf. I wasn't like you get a new leaf.
Yeah. Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing reference.
Animal Crossing.
You know that's my Wi-Fi name?
That's your Wi-Fi
Animal
name?
Crossing is my Wi-Fi.
Animal Crossing is?
Don't give out your Wi-Fi information.
The name
it's
isn't
not
a password.
The password.
What the hell, Toby?
And you don't know where I am.
Exactly.
Although maybe
I do know where you are.
Now I just drive. We're going to drive through Canada until I find Wi-Fi Animal Crossing. Pull up and knock on the door and be like, "Are you Sean Capri?"
Yeah. And my second geek out, which I am having. I got a chicken dinner.
Oh God! Here we go.
3 weeks late. He finally does it.
I'll just take my headphones off here.
About it. It happened the night before my birthday.
The night before. And
and I wasn't even supposed to be on. It was Mike and my friend Alex were on, and Karina had gone upstairs for a shower. Evie was sleeping, so I had a few moments of quiet to myself. So I thought, oh no, I'll jump on PUBG. So I go on, and the very first game we play, chicken dinner. Oh, it was so good. We started off at Sheeran, right? Well, you guys don't know what Sheeran is, but it's a hill, like the military base down the bottom. The hill on the right side with the satellite dish thing.
That's my favorite place to go.
That's where we go. We call that Sheeran. So
so
you go there, we land there, and then we worked our way all the way up to the north of the map. And then the circle was on the left side going down a bit. So we ended up going around the top of the map and down. And we basically ended up with some sniper rifles and I got downed once, and then they got me up, and then basically we just won because we were in this little building. Then we went. It's not as exciting as your story, Sean. But
step 1, move to the top of the map. Step 2, basically win.
We got 8 kills, so we nearly got 10% of everyone in the game. So
that's awesome.
Are you guys still avoiding vehicles like you were when I played with you when it first came out?
We did take a vehicle to the top of the map because we were so far away. But after that, we walked. Yeah, we ditched it.
That's exciting. What did it feel like? What?
Oh, dude.
Is it unbelievable?
It was unbelievable. I had shaky hands.
Yep.
And when we got it, kill? I think it was Mike or Alex. I didn't get it. But yeah, dude. Oh, it was so good. Like, and everyone was like shouting and celebrating, but I had to celebrate in quiet because I didn't want to give you up. So I was like, yes, trying to be quiet. Oh.
I want to play this game so badly, man.
Oh, Bobby. Did you not get it?
I bought it, but I don't have nobody to play with. Because I hear... Yeah, but I hear playing by yourself isn't that fun.
It's fun.
It is fun.
It's very fun.
Okay.
It's actually maybe even better just so you get to know it a little bit, so you don't feel like you're falling. Like, for me, I didn't like playing with people at the start because everybody was like, okay, go to like this and drop the marker and head to 225 on your compass. And it's like, I have a compass?
Yeah.
So... get to know it a little bit, like run around maybe a little bit if you like.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Bobby,
or you and I can play one-on-one too.
Yeah,
okay.
Play with us at the weekend. Mm-hmm. We'll get together and we'll play.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to do this. Sean, what are you geeking about, Sean?
Okay, so I was on Twitter. Well, first of all, I was on the toilet, and I was just thinking, like, oh, it would be so good. Like, I was talking to John Wahl yesterday for this week's We the Gamer cast, and talking about some Xbox 360 exclusives that were so good and like defined that system, like Gears of War and BioShock and the first Mass Effect, and we were realizing, like, man, those were. Remember seeing those for the first time? The graphics were so good, like they were just incredible. And I was like, man, it'd be really good just to have like Cliffy B back on, like Cliff Bleszinski, creator of Gears of War and Unreal and all these other amazing games that I love. It'd be amazing to have him back on the Xbox camp and just make an exclusive for Xbox. So I just tweeted the other day, wishful thinking, the real Cliffy B and Phil Spencer have a quick lunch together and ink a deal for a new Cliffy exclusive on Xbox funded by Microsoft. Let's go. And he retweeted it and says, a man can dream. So, like, I don't know what he means by that. Whether or not, like, he means, like, he can dream and, like, never ever going to happen, or I'm with you. And, like, I would love that, too. Ooh. Either way, I got retweeted by Cliffy B, and that's
man.
Cool. That's really cool.
That is cool.
So that's what I'm geeking out about a little bit. And if it ever happens, I'm taking full credit.
Like Phil Spencer, of course he will. Of course he will. This is how Sean's notorious for this. Sean's like, hey, man, I like my toilet paper this way. And then, Nintendo talks about it. We're going to do it as a Splatfest. And Sean's like, that was me, man. That was all me.
It was all me. That's funny. This is why I do all my thinking, my critical thinking on the toilet. You know that like statue, like the thinker, he's got like the hand on the chin. That's me. Just with the potty.
So I'm geeking out about. I kind of touched on it last week, but because nobody heard about it, I started to make a move towards Twitch with streaming, and man, it is so fun, dude. I was on last night. And I streamed twice, actually, yesterday. The first time was during the day. I was streaming some Mario Kart. So much fun, dude. Rybo. Like, go back and watch the clips. Like, I'm losing my mind. But what happened was I streamed this week with Sean. And I wasn't streaming with him. I didn't realize he was streaming while we were playing.
Oh, dude. Oh, I forgot about this. Yes, please, go on.
And people, amazing. Like... apparently like me when I'm cursing like a madman, and because at first I didn't really realize it, and I'm just like F-bombing it up and down and being myself, and people in the chat are lighting up the chat like, this dude needs a YouTube channel, and Sean's like, he's got one, go follow him and stuff, and then like, so then when I started streaming on Twitch, people actually started showing up last night, being like, oh, I can't wait for you to start dropping the F-bomb, and I'm like, oh my god. So it's just, it's so much fun. I feel freer on Twitch. Mm-hmm. As weird as that is, like, I'm more myself when I play on Twitch than when I'm on YouTube. YouTube, I always feel like Daddy's gonna come in and like slap me for.
I'm so torn on this, man. You're right. Like as much because all the other content is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like everything else that you really want people to watch is on YouTube. So, but you're right. Like it's a better streaming experience on Twitch. But you want you bring new people in if you stream in the same place. That's a tough one, man.
I feel like it's foolish to put all your eggs in one basket. So I feel like if I stream and I do stuff streaming wise, I'm going to do that on Twitch, and my content wise will remain on YouTube. I'm not going to stream on YouTube. But the nice thing is I can literally click a button and that stream that I just did on Twitch transfers right to YouTube.
Well, maybe talk to Sheldon Benedict shout out to those guys, Quest for Pixels. Those guys, if you guys out there, if you want to play Splatoon or Mario Kart, those guys are streaming like every night, dude.
Yeah, they are.
They are going nuts. And the reason I bring them up, though, is because they stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time.
They're using XSplit. And that's not anything I want to do. And here's the reason why. I talked about this with Patrick a little while ago. It feels like it's hard to maintain the audience in terms of, like, how do you control the conversation? You know, because you have people that might be talking on YouTube, and then you're talking to them, and then the people who are Twitch are like, who are you talking to? And then you start talking to them, and then it's like... So I feel like it dilutes the conversation and makes it a little difficult. But that said, I like what they're doing.
For the record, I knew that was the response. I just wanted to, A, give those guys a shout out, and B, let everybody know kind of like why you're not doing that. Because I bet there's people like, just do both.
Yeah, and I don't want to.
But you're absolutely right.
But here's the other thing, like I was saying this to Patrick too, because when on the other podcast I do, Planet Nintendo, you know, Joe is on Twitch. And Pat, he's on YouTube as well, but
Joe is a monster on Twitch, man.
So good, man. So good.
Oh, it's so awesome.
So Joe After Work is who we're talking about. But you look at Joe on Twitch, and then you look at Patrick, who is on YouTube. And I was explaining to Patrick, because I'm doing both now, I was like, listen, man, you look at the analytics and the dashboard that they give you on YouTube. And I said, it's like driving a car with only the speedometer. And you're going 100 miles an hour. You're flying down the road, and also you run out of gas because you don't have a gas gauge. Where you go on Twitch, and it's got everything. It's showing you tire pressures and your gas gauge and your battery gauge and all that. It's showing you everything, soup to nuts across the board. I love that aspect. I'm sitting there.
That's nice.
The other thing that's really cool about it, man, it's got achievements. So it's telling me, hey, man, you just cracked this achievement. You've had 50 people just follow you. Boom. Your next one is this. Go for it.
Yeah, it's like, gamified.
It's gamified. So it makes it gives you that drive to keep pushing forward and doing stuff. That's nice. So we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to do a Nintendo Talk Live. The first one I'm going to stream through Twitch. The first one with me being back. I'm actually going to do it with Joe After Work this Saturday night, just because he's a Twitch guy and I want to kind of have that conversation with him, and you know, we're gonna have some fun with it. But I want to see how that works on that aspect and see how that goes, and we'll see how it is. But the nice thing is like I streamed 2 things last night: Mario Kart and Rocket League, and no copyright strikes, no waking up in the morning to a bunch of emails getting yelled at by Daddy because I did something wrong. And it's like it just feels good to be able to just go have fun and not think about what I'm doing and just go enjoy and focus on the players and what's going on, and just so much fun. But the community,
I'm sold. I want to do it too.
Yeah, the community is a huge shout out to the community because, man, they just wholeheartedly like wrapped their arms around us. And I was like, hey guys, I'm going to try this. And they just followed right over. And it's like, man, they are so endearing, man. It is so
Where are you
awesome.
at? Twitch.tv/
Twitch.tv /the_Nintendo_guru.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
So
can I just really quickly, because you reminded me.
Yeah, go ahead.
My real, like, the Cliffy B thing is sweet and cool and everything, but the coolest thing, coolest, Toby, when we were playing Sea of Thieves earlier this week with you and Joseph, and who was our
Jason
Lacey popped in. I'm sorry, Jason, I blanked for a second. We were there, and there's like the usual kind of like 3 or 4 people kind of just in the chat playing around. Man. And then all of a sudden, this like hashtag one-shot raid pops up, and it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Sean's like, wait a minute, Bobby. He goes, Bobby, I need help. there's something going on in the chat, and I don't know what's going on. He's like, it's kind of spam. I can't figure it out.
It looks like spam. Somebody is messing with me. And then I'm like, wait, but it's not the same person.
And then
they're all different people.
Yeah, and when he says it's raid, I go, dude, it's just people coming into your channel from another channel.
I had never heard of this before, ever. I'm such a freaking noob on YouTube, a new noob. And yeah, so this one-shot girl with a U she finishes up her stream, and then I guess somebody found my stream and they all came over.
Yeah.
And next thing we went from like 3 people to 75 to 130 to 220 people watching the stream. And I was like, what in the world is happening? And we were having a great time playing Sea of Thieves, and Bobby's about to throw up. We let we pull up the anchor, and the boat starts rocking back and forth, and Bobby's about to throw up. I tell him to get his sea bands on, and we just had a great time. And that is really what I'm geeking out about. I've never experienced anything even close to that. Even just having that room fill up, it was so great. So
here's my question, because Andrew at one point goes, what's going on YouTube? Why was he?
Because he gets the emails.
Oh, so he's getting emails every time someone subs and all that, and he's seeing the subs going up, and he's like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah, it was just out of nowhere. This whole explosion came up, and then so the best thing. Speaking of your daddy slapping you, so we got emails for copyright strikes.
Yeah,
because we all got convinced. Like we're like, you guys convinced me. Who cares? Like whatever, it doesn't matter. So we pull up this music. Like the best pirate music ever, Toby. Like it's great on the stream, you guys. It's probably like an hour or so into it. We pull up like the Pirates of the Caribbean music, like just as we pull sails and like get going. It is so good,
funny, dude. It was so good.
You should have put some pirate metal on.
We did. We had it for a second. And I was like, that might be a little too much for people.
The one thing I tried to do was I tried to download the stream because I wanted to cut it up and grab some key parts and then post it to my YouTube channel. But some reason I couldn't download it for whatever reason.
I can download it.
But it was, dude, such
it was so good. Yeah, Sea of Thieves is gonna be enormous.
I can't play it. If it makes me seasick, no way. I heard there was a Kotaku article about it.
Dude, I was nauseous, man.
That was Polygon, I think. Because I think it was because everybody came down on because it was like, of course, Polygon's talking about feelings.
It's
highly anticipated for 2018, man.
I tell you what, man, we're gonna jump into this in a little bit. We'll get into it, but since we'll kind of drag into like what we're playing. But I want to carry on to this. Anybody that watched the E3 reveal, I wanted nothing to do with this game at all, and I really truly have a new respect for this game. Now I don't know that it's something I want to play because I was having difficulty with the game. It feels like you're on a boat, legit, like especially when you hit like rough waters and the boat's up and down. But dude, I found the greatest thing ever in that game is getting drunk, and I was drunk throwing up on Jason Lacey and on Joseph Marie. You can't see it, but apparently when it's hitting you, it covers your screen up, kind of like
chunks.
Yeah, kind of like when you're playing Mario Kart and the ink splats on your screen and you can't really see. And they're like yelling and stuff, and I'm like, this is the best ever, dude. I'm like, but like your character is, when you get drunk, the screen gets real wavy. And you're staggering all over. You can't move. It feels like you're legit drunk.
Yeah, they've nailed it. Like you've been drunk before in games, and it's just kind of like you lose a little bit of control. But like the stumbling is so perfect. Yeah, it's really good. There's a chest that you can get. When you dig it up, and something's wrong with you, you can tell something wrong. You pick it up, and then it makes you feel like you're drunk as you're carrying it.
Yeah.
And you got to put it down to regain your senses and stuff. But it's hilarious.
What they've done, I feel, is kind of like they've taken the pirate game and you're playing the game and you're going out and you're doing your thing. But what they've done is they've made the ability, like the exploration and everything, is just a lot of fun. Now, the only thing that I realized it was a beta or a closed beta. The only thing I didn't like about it was I felt like there wasn't interaction with other pirates out there, because that would have been fun. The fighting and stuff. But dude, like You clown.
Well, we ran away from everybody. You kept swearing at us. And we're like, no,
so
we don't want to.
Because I wanted to fight, and they kept leaving. And I'm like, no, go back to that island. Go. But the funny thing was when we pulled up on we pull up onto the one shore, and we're running around. And I find there's a boat, and I'm like, there's a boat out here, guys. And they're like, Sean's like, that's, at first they thought it was our boat. And I'm like, no, this isn't our boat. And then they're like, yeah, that's not our boat. It's smaller. And I go out to it, and I get on it, and I steal the boat. And I just, like, point it out into the ocean, and I, like, it takes off, and I jump off.
Car!
Yeah, and I just jump off. I just jump off the boat, and I swim back to shore. And I'm like, all right, guys, we got to get on our boat. We got to get out of here. This girl's going to be... Hey, here's Joseph over there flirting with the girl. I just wrecked her boat, and he's over there trying to hit on her and stuff. And I'm like... We gotta go. I
didn't realize that's what you did with it. I didn't realize you just set it off to sea and she's got no boat anymore.
She's got no boat anymore. I didn't sink it. I just set it off to sea.
I thought you sunk it.
No.
Oh, that's so good.
No, she was not.
So this is like the opposite of PUBG, where it's like it's hundreds of people all playing in the same place, but like you're not really there to like kill down to the last person. You just do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's so like with PUBG, the goal is very finite. It's very focused. This you could do. We just sat there for 5 minutes just playing music for a little bit.
Yeah.
And that was hilarious. I don't know. You just there's a lot of ways to make it fun. Toby, I hope you can play it.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Open beta. It
sounds like Boat Theft Auto to me.
Pretty
just
much.
Sort of
Boat Theft Auto.
Yeah, exist in a world and just be a pirate. Like
it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be huge, cool. Man. Yeah, it's caught fire.
The other thing I've been diving into some Xenoblade a lot. And man, this game really, I put some time into it this week. And it really got its hooks in deep, man. I'm up to I'm into chapter 4 now, and it is so good, just so good. And I'm like blown away by how good this game is. I think there's 8 chapters total, so I'm about not halfway through yet, but I'm just getting into the halfway point of the game.
Yeah,
blown away by this game.
Yeah, you're almost done the tutorials.
No, I've been done the tutorials. Tutorials are chapter 1.
Actually, I thought I heard that there were tutorials legit, like, good ways into the game.
Well, you'll constantly learn new things, but
they do that in the first game.
Yeah.
They just layer stuff on the combat, constantly.
And, as you learn new stuff, it'll be like, oh, now you can do this. But but they space everything out. The first chapter is very heavily tutorial-based.
Oh, that pushes me. Like, I found that I need to be very, very awake. That has to be like a Saturday afternoon. I've got maybe 2 or 3 hours to like jump into it.
Yeah.
I can't. So for that reason, and because it's like a 100-hour game.
Yeah.
This breaks my heart. I just am watching it like just kind of like sail off into the distance. Like I feel like it's like it's come and it's kind of gone. It's just going away.
If you can get through chapter 1, I'm telling you, you make it through chapter 1 and you will be hooked on this game. Because there is a moment that happens that just goes, holy crap. Like, it's one of those things where you're playing the game and you're seeing it this way, and you're like, okay, I got you, I understand. And all of a sudden, this thing just comes out of right field. And it's like, what just happened? I did not see this happening. And it is so good, man.
I have a couple dozen games that I just bought on sale. So that's kind of like what I'm getting through right now. And I just can't justify full-price Nintendo games that I'm not even sure if I'll ever get through. Like, I regret buying Persona 5 day one because I put 15 hours into that, and that's it. That's all I got for that game. And I feel like it sucks, man. I want to play it so bad, and just...
The thing is Nintendo games are never going to decrease in value. You're not.
I know, and that's the thing. Like, that's what encourages me to just buy. Like, Splatoon, you just buy. Yeah. Like, you don't wait.
A Persona game, I got news for you. It's on sale now. You're going to be able to pick it up for less money than it is at cost.
Well, that's the true regret there.
You know what I mean? Nintendo games themselves don't lower in cost unless it's like 1-2 Switch or something like that. But like for the most part,
even that, their sales are a little ridiculous.
Yeah. But,
honestly, their pricing is keeping me away from the Switch. To tell you guys the truth, really? I know I'm the odd man out on that. Everything is more expensive there, and I'm just not buying stuff there.
I haven't really been buying overall. Not
Rocket League I bought though.
Rocket League is so good, dude. Oh
Rocket League is one of the best games of the generation, man.
Dude, it is phenomenal, man.
This is the coolest thing about the crossplay. I joined your stream last night. I was on the toilet.
Yep.
Then I finished up. In between matches, I washed my hands, because you got to do that. Then I moved over to the Xbox and I logged in, and I just, you guys wouldn't have been none the wiser.
Toby, the lighting over there.
Yeah, it's getting
darker, isn't it?
What is going on over there?
The clouds, man.
You should have left. You should have left it with me. Me and Sean are going to continue talking, since you're not adding anything to the conversation.
Head, Bobby.
Go to open the shades. Sean and I will continue to talk.
They got British Mr. Burns over there blocking out the sun.
It's ridiculous. Holy crap, man! I look over and I go, "That's creepy looking, man."
I know. Well, now it's Toby.
He doesn't listen to me. He never listens to me. We told him at the beginning, did we not? Don't turn or keep the blinds open. No. Mr. Toby wants to do what Mr. Toby wants to do. He's like Mr. Bean over there. Does whatever the hell he wants to do. Start listening to what we tell you to do. And stop fighting it all the time. What are you playing lately, Toby? Anything good?
No, I'm playing Hob on PlayStation 4.
What's Hob?
It's like a action RPG platformer game. I think it's exclusive to PS4.
I never heard of it.
Actually, it might be on PC as well. But basically, yeah, you play this little Red Riding Hood type character, and you've got a stone golem buddy, and you're in this world that is very mechanical themed, and it's like fantasy meets mechanical. So everything moves, everything goes up and down, everything's just sort of interconnected in this moving world. It's like a whole underground system and everything. And anyway, it's sort of being taken over by this purple goo, and your character gets shot in the arm with this purple goo, and your golem guy comes along, pins you down, and chops your arm off. And he drags you off into this cave and fits you with a new stone golem arm.
Oh, wow.
So then your sort of your ability is you've got this big stone fist, and you can interact with the environment, and you've got a sword. It's really, really cool.
This is a Toby game. We haven't really defined this on the show. I don't think this is a Toby ass game. Man.
And you know what's really fun about it is that it's very easy to sequence break. In the very first area of the game, there's some bushes by this sort of cliff, and it's a little bit dodgy. The collision detection is a little bit weird with these bushes, and if you roll, because you can do a dodge roll, and if you do that into a certain angle on the bush, your character starts jibbing out, and then you can sort of clip through the bush and then end up going on the other side of it, and then all of a sudden you're in a new area of the game you're not supposed to be in yet. And I did this just out of curiosity at first. And then I was like, wow, I've got, I broke into Mummy and Daddy's liquor cabinet, and I shouldn't be here, but it feels good. And I had that feeling. And then ever since then, any chance I have to sequence break, I do. Sometimes I spend 10, 20 minutes trying to get through a bush or a wall and clip into things and jump over things I'm not supposed to. Complete waste of time, really. But it's just fun. Messing about with a game like this, but I highly recommend it. It's very, very good.
Nice, man. It came out in September. What made you jump into it now?
It was on sale.
Okay. Oh yeah, they had a big flash sale or something a little while ago.
Yeah.
I love those.
I'm curious what you guys, because we didn't do this, and we had meant to, and some things came up, and we changed direction a little bit. But I kind of wanted to take this episode, since we're kind of coming back a little bit and not really coming with a lot of topics or whatever. I wanted to see, what are you guys excited for 2018? That's the conversation I want to move into a little bit and talk about. So I'm just curious, what has you guys amped up for 2018? What games are on the horizon that you think people should be paying attention to, or what's got you excited moving forward?
Who do you want to start?
Either one. Doesn't matter.
I will go. So 2018 for me is I had a hard time really locking something down in my brain of I can't wait for this. So I started looking up some lists. I'm like, oh yeah, this one's good. And this, yeah. And all of a sudden I've got 2 pages of games that I'm 2018 is going to be pretty great.
Yeah.
And the first game that I would start by saying is hopefully, actually, this is an undated game. I'm going to start with one that possibly could come out in 2018. I foresee this maybe being right around E3. Maybe they say it's available next week or something. But Ori and the Will of the Wisps on Xbox One, Ori and the Blind Forest is one of the best games. It is up there as like the top 5 exclusives on Xbox, and maybe like top 10 exclusive if you're just looking at, if you take Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox exclusive, it's in that top tier of games. Ori and the Blind Forest is absolutely a masterpiece, and I can't wait to play a little bit more of that, but we don't know when it's coming. We actually, like, I don't know. How long could it be, I guess, is kind of where I'm at. Like, could it be longer than 2018? I don't see that.
I think it's a ways off, man.
You think so?
Yeah, because they just hired that kid a few months
from
ago.
AM2R.
From Detroit.
Yeah, and I think that's bringing him in to help with level design. I feel you're bringing someone in to do level design. You're not close to being done. You know, that's
you might be right.
What about you, Toby? What's a game you're looking forward to this year?
Red Dead Redemption 2, Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the big game of the year for me. Like Spider-Man and Red Dead.
Yeah.
Those 2 games are like the big hitters this year, I think. And I don't know, just like Red Dead 1 was like the game of last generation. And I think Red Dead 2 could be the same again. If they, as long as they don't rehash the same, it's got to be something different about it.
Yeah.
And
was it last week that we talked about that? Like what they could change, and then you said something. I can't remember that was you. I thought it was you.
We were talking about it on our favorite games of the PS3 generation and stuff, like the new remasters.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I was thinking like, yeah, I'm excited, but I'm not like totally pumped about it. Like, what could they add to it? And I felt like you laid something out.
Well, I don't know. I just think that the dynamic of having multiple characters and the way that the story plays out that way.
Because if you liken that to like GTA 5, they nailed that. That aspect of like you start the mission as one character, and then boom, you switch to the next character, and he does his part of the mission, and then you switch to the next. And if that's part of what's going on in this, which I'm assuming it is, because it was such a cool mechanic that they picked up in GTA 5, I'm excited for that. That would be really cool to go into like a bank, do a hold up, and you got 5 characters you're controlling, and each one has to do one different portion of the mission. It's kind of neat, man. It's kind of cool. For me, probably, and it's crazy to say this, and I don't know where this came from, and I don't know why it's happened to me the way it has, but probably the most anticipated game for me right now is Dragon Quest Builders. Like, as weird as this sounds, like, I went and pre-ordered it last night, pre-installed it, I'm ready to go when this game launches, and which launches in 2 weeks, and I don't know what happened, because I've played the game on the PS4, but for some reason, I played the demo, and the demo really got its hooks into me deep again. And I can't wait to play more of this game. Like, I really like the building aspect of it. And I think that's because that's the one thing I really enjoyed with Minecraft, was building houses and walkways and all that stuff. And it's like, if I can do that in this game, which I can, you build the castle and you build it up and all that stuff, like, that's got me excited to go back and do that again. And the fact that I can do it on the go and at home has me even more excited. Just because I'm thinking, like, man, I could be upstairs watching TV and have the thing in my... Because that's a no-brainer. Like, playing that way, playing that game, it's not like... I feel like some games are hard to play on the smaller screen. Like a Mario game, you could do it, but that's not where I want to enjoy that game. A Zelda game, I did it on the small screen, but it's not something I really, truly want to experience on a smaller screen. A game like this, which is a no-brainer, I feel like a game like this kind of holds me over until an Animal Crossing hits. And that's kind of like where the joy is. Like, with an Animal Crossing game, I can play that anywhere. Doesn't matter if I play on a big screen, small screen, wherever. So that's kind of what has me excited about this one, because I can put time into it wherever I want to go.
How far does the demo take you? Do you know?
Demo takes you to the end of the first chapter.
Okay.
So
I've downloaded it. I gotta fire it up though.
It's not that long. It's probably 2 hours of gameplay.
Is it?
Which is a good chunk, but it's good.
I think it's really interesting the way the Switch games are tailored to the different ways of playing on the Switch.
Yeah.
Because it's so subtle that you don't normally realize it. But when you play in handheld, things change about the game. Like, the camera position, the UI changes. It usually gets bigger in handheld mode. The screen will zoom in or out. Like, Stardew Valley is is a more obvious way to notice this, because when you take it out and you press L and R at the same time and you jump back in, the resolution changes and it zooms in a bit because you're in handheld mode. So it's kind of like the extra work that developers put in there is really interesting to me. So, and some games, like you say, like Dragon Quest, are like very sort of tailored to that type of experience.
I think I'm getting ready to buy Monster Hunter as well. I'm on the cusp of buying Monster Hunter Worlds. The only thing that was back and forth was where I was going to get it. And then talking to Joe after work and Rybo last night, I think me and Rybo were the ones who were like, where are we going to buy it? Because me and Rybo want to play together. So it's like, are we going to buy it on the Xbox? Or are we going to buy it on the PS4? And then Joe was streaming it last night, and I was like, Rybo, we should probably get it on the PlayStation 4 just so we can play with Joe. But I'm excited to because the thing is like I've tried Monster Hunter games in the past, and I just couldn't get into them because those aren't the types of games you want to play by yourself. You want to have a crew going out and hunting and all that, and that's what has me excited with this. Is because I'm like I actually have a group of people I can go play a game with. Everybody's talking about this is a potential of the game of the year. Like this is a big.
Are they really? I actually haven't heard anything about it on those lines.
Dude, people are like, freaking out going into it. People are freaking out. Apparently, PlayStation's got some exclusive stuff coming to it.
Well, this was going to be if we were going to do topics, this was going to be my topic where PlayStation got the exclusive beta. So Xbox is having a real rough launch because they didn't work out any of the issues on Xbox. Like and it kind of pisses me off a little bit because that's really stupid that they actually handcuffed the game on one system because of an exclusive beta. Yeah. That's awful. So that I was going to say, if you hadn't decided which one to go to, like maybe consider right now, like apparently it's a gong show on Xbox.
Yeah, that's a shame.
They've got it, like they had 3 betas on PlayStation. They worked everything out, and then it comes out in the air. It's no good.
That's typical.
It sucks.
It's crazy. That seems to be like Microsoft's biggest hiccup right now, is they just can't get it together. They're getting
they get exclusives, but then they're not allowed to because that's you're just bad Microsoft way to work out a deal and get something on your, but you have like something that's critical to the launch of the game. PlayStation snags it, and like good for them. Yeah. But like at the same time, it's just like we don't really hold a standard across the board. Like this is something that if it were on Xbox, people would be upset that they locked that down. Absolutely. And because it's on PlayStation, like whatever. Yeah. That's the way it goes. So that sucks.
Toby, what's another game that you're probably or you are excited to get?
A Way Out.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, that game.
Yeah.
Do you really think that's going to be a 2018 game?
Yeah, it's coming out in March.
Yeah, they got a date.
Yes.
Yeah, March 27th.
I didn't know it got a date already. I didn't realize it got a date already.
You're making my voice go high, Bobby.
Whatever, man. I'm just answering the question.
Yes, Bobby. Yes. Dude, this game, I'm so excited.
Calm down, Mrs. Doubtfire.
I was just going to say hello.
It is so different. Like, there are no games like this. This is like somebody's had a cool idea and they're running with it. And I am really excited to see how it plays.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Sean? What's another game?
I think that I was going to say that was definitely on my list as well. Quick shout out to a couple things. Faye is coming out pretty quickly. Yeah. The 16th is coming. I'm definitely intrigued on that. I have been loving Ubisoft open world games in 2017, so I can't wait for Far Cry 5, man.
Yes.
And I think this is going to be just like a bomb going off, especially like with its setting, and I think it's going to push some boundaries, and I can't wait to see where this game goes thematically and narratively, and just see how the U.S. deals with that, because I don't think you guys are going to like it very much. I think there's going to be pockets of the United States that are just going to be, you can do this in like shithole countries, but when you do it in America, it's not cool. But in addition to that, I really truly am loving what Ubisoft in 2017. I felt like they hit their stride. I think it was one of my votes for one of the best publishers. What are you giggling about over there?
Toby's back in the dark again.
I know.
Dude, it's the clouds, man. The curtains are open.
Why did you turn the light off in the room?
Apparently the power is solar powered as well. The clouds take over.
Just leave.
It doesn't make a difference.
Turn all the lights on. Just leave all the lights on.
I love Toby's desk lamp too. It makes me think that he's got like a feather and like a feather pen and a jar of ink, and he's just about to like sit down and write like a British order or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you seal up the envelope.
You realize this is why we left you back in 1776, because you guys can't just get your power together over
Just because I'm not in a basement with no windows and just permanent lights coming down on me.
Distracting. If I did this, you'd be yelling at me for being so distracted. I was going on about Ubisoft and Far Cry 5. Toby's sitting in the dark.
Because this is the dynamic of the
show. This is the show.
Murrin loves when I take shots at Toby because he's like, this is the best. This is where the part where you get upset for me picking on Toby. This is where Toby's brother Murrin is like, yes, more of this.
The problem is, right, my light fitting in this room it comes down in 3 different things, and it does a little thing, right?
Oh, sure.
Listeners can't see this, but it does a little thing.
Yeah, this is way better than talking about 2018 games.
And then there's 3 light bulbs, right? And the light switch is a little dodgy in this room, right? So you press it, and it's a bit squishy. And there's something wrong with the electrics there, so that every, few months, one of those bulbs blows.
Hey, Toby.
So I only ever have 1 bulb there, which is why it's so dark in this room all the time. But this is important information.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
They do.
Nobody cares. We're done with you.
You clearly care because you're calling me out on it.
I'm calling you out because I need lighting so that way I can record a good show. I don't care about anything else. I don't care about the logistics of it.
It's not my fault.
Next up, I'm curious, is Shadows of the Colossus, is that coming out?
Very soon.
Is that game?
There's only one Shadow, though.
Shadow of the Colossus. That game has me very intrigued. I'm not going to lie. Because I remember Holly, when Holly used to be on the Geek Girls with us, she used to talk about this game, how she loved it. And I always wanted to...
Up he goes.
I've always wanted to be... I think we just quit. I think
Bye, Toby.
I think I always wanted to... It had me intrigued, and I always wanted to try it. And I'd seen a trailer, quasi-trailer, only for a few seconds, because I really didn't want to spoil anything for myself, because I had never heard anything much about the game. Good God, man. Get it together.
Yeah, February 6th, this game comes out. I was just scrolling through.
Wow,
that's next week. Or 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Oh, my God.
I don't know how time works. Yeah, there you go.
Gaming is, crazy right now.
Yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed your January, 2-week break.
I know,
Now we've got Sea of Thieves beta and Monster Hunter.
Iconoclast just came out on PlayStation.
What is it?
Iconoclast.
The hell is that garbage?
It's a side-scrolling platformer. It's been in development for 7 years. It's one man's passion project. It is real good. If you like side-scrollers...
Can you start picking out games that people know about? And
what about Celeste? I want Toby to play Celeste. That seems like a Toby-ass game.
Yeah, possibly. I liked Matt Makes Games, I think, made that. And he also made Towerfall. And I love Towerfall, man. Towerfall's so good. But yeah, Owlboy. What about Owlboy? That's coming to Switch.
That's another one.
I don't know enough about that game. I'm intrigued by the quick clips that we've seen. That was on an Indies, right? We saw just a quick
I think we saw a clip
moment with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Owlboy is... I need it to drop for me to be really excited.
Yeah. The one I'm really... Coming to Nintendo, there's a couple of ones that are coming to Nintendo I'm really excited for. Payday, I can't wait to play that game. I really can't wait because I feel like it's going to be a great community game.
That'd be good to stream.
Yeah, and then Runner 3, man. I love the Runner series. I think they're... And I wasn't a big fan of those early on, the Bit Trip Runner series. I was just like, these are weird, they're quirky, I don't know, man. And then I played it on the Wii U when it came to the Wii U, and I was like, this game is really good. And then when they announced it coming... That was one of the original Indies that were announced. I was excited for it. I can't wait for this game.
It's exclusive to Switch too, isn't it?
I think it's a timed exclusive. But typically,
is it?
But typically they are exclusive to the Switch, but then they come to other stuff much later.
Yeah, because I got Runner 2 on Xbox. I found it was good to jump into just for a little bit, and then I move on to something. I don't really make a gaming marathon out of the Runner game.
No, but I like to play some. I like to put a little bit of time into it.
That was a really good pun.
I like the good lord. I like the leaderboards with it. Anything, it feels like anything that has leaderboards anymore, I'm really starting to get into those.
Yeah, man.
And I didn't at one time, but it's weird. A lot of it started with Jules, with Mutant Muds collections. When we started jumping in and seeing those leaderboards and see where your friends were, it was like, this is kind of cool, and it's it's just turned into that now where I'm checking things and I think a lot of it has to do with our community because they'll like take screenshots and brag to each other, and it gets you kind of pumped up. You know, with the Mario stuff, with Odyssey, like, they were constantly popping pictures up of stuff and being like, hey, man, I did more jump ropes than you, or I did this better than you. And it's like, okay, you little bastard, let's see what you got.
Dude, that feeling is so great. Like, I've been playing Trials Fusion on Xbox One, and every time I beat Sean in a level, I feel so good. Man.
I was just about to uninstall that game. I needed space. Toby, I didn't know you were after that.
Yeah, man, you gotta come tackle me.
Okay, I was doing the same on Forza Horizon, and I love on that game you can set a time or do a challenge in a certain way, and then you can specifically send that challenge to one of your friends on the list. I think that's the coolest thing. Oh, speaking of cool things on Xbox, on Sea of Thieves, you can do like, you can dance and you can clap and stuff. You can select one of them that says like make friends, and it'll gesture to somebody that you meet, and then it will pop up a prompt on your Xbox OS to make friends with that person, like to add them to your friends list.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
That is clever.
I thought that was kind of neat.
That is
very
cool.
neat.
That is cool.
Anyway,
I don't see the thing with Nintendo is I don't feel like we know much that's happening.
Could you imagine if that was... Sorry to interrupt there, Bobby, but if Sea of Thieves was on Nintendo, right, you couldn't gesture and become friends. You would have to... Your pirate guy would have to hold up a friend code in front of the other guy, and then they'd have to get one out of their pocket. And like, come on. Like, get it together, Nintendo.
You know,
that would be part of the game. You can show each other your maps.
No. Don't be trying that nonsense, Toby. It's not. It's not that difficult to become friends on the Switch anymore.
You can't tell me there aren't numbers involved, Bobby.
Yeah, but you can't tell me that I can't send a request anymore that's not pretty fluid. The fact of, like, I can go in a game you played, and you just click it, and you can add somebody that way. So it's the same thing. Hey, at least I can change my name, Toby.
Oh, I forgot to update.
Shots fired.
Oh, that was my thing last week, wasn't it? Whatever.
Anytime you want to go there, Toby, we can go there.
Dude, it's coming.
Okay, yeah. They've been talking about it for the last 15 years. It's coming,
Bobby.
Yeah, okay. Anyway. Anything else before we wrap it up, guys? Anything else you're looking forward to for 2018?
Couple quick things. Spider-Man, State of Decay 2, Mega Man 11, Detroit Become Human.
That game doesn't interest me.
Oh, it's going to be good, but it has a whole bunch of like baggage now, unfortunately, with all that stuff that's going on. And Ace Combat 7 is a flight simulator, like a fighter jet simulator. I used to play those all the time on PC. It's coming to consoles. I wanna check that out. I want to try at least a demo of it. I'm intrigued.
We started this conversation a little bit with some PUBG talk, and then it just came back to me because on the last podcast we talked about it a little bit, but or the last podcast I just did, the rumor to talk about Fortnite coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Would that intrigue you guys at all?
Yeah, it would.
No, I don't like it.
I know you don't like it, but I'm sure Chelsea would love to play it on Switch.
She's becoming like a true Xbot. Like, it's crazy, man. Yeah, because we're a little overdue on sending back that Xbox X. And she's like, I don't want to get rid. Like, I want to take my. She's been playing on my Scorpio edition. She's like, I don't want to give it up. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I thought they told you to not send it back right away.
No, they were like maybe, and now they're not really getting back to me. So I should probably go ahead and send it back.
Be like, hey, you didn't say to send it, so I didn't send it.
No, I've signed something that says I would actually. Anyway, I wanted to remind you guys that it's been 3,388 days since I was able to change my PSN name from Nothing to Awesome Schlong. And that counter will continue to go 3,388 days.
Good job,
I can
Toby.
change.
Good job, Toby.
Good job, Bobby. You know, maybe you should edit your podcast and put it up from last week.
It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. The fact is that Sean still can't change his name on PlayStation Network because
I'm actively not playing it because of it.
You know what? People should probably just stop being butthurt and actually take responsibility for their decisions.
Stop it. You are better than that term.
Here he goes. Listen, this.
I'll take responsibility. And I will take responsibility and change my. But I just won't play on that system anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
Good enough for me.
There you go.
I'll play on a different system where I don't have to be locked in on a name I came up with 3,388 days ago. Good God!
It's almost 10 years ago.
What a joke! It's a joke. It really is. Anybody who defends, just stop it.
I'm just saying,
horrible.
that's a bit petty, Sean, to say I'm not going to play a console because I can't change my name.
It's embarrassing.
If it bothers you that much,
create a new account. I only have so much. All my trophies and all my games are locked in on that. Everything I purchased.
At this point, Sean would appreciate a friend code because when someone says, "Hey, what's your name?" he can go, "Here's my code." He doesn't have to go, "Awesome schlock."
Let's not get that far. Let's just say, like, we don't have to go backwards. This has been figured out already, everybody. Anyway,
diarrhea. Anyway,
I like all 3 consoles. I think they're all great.
Would you
they're fine.
Stop with your British way. Just knock it off. You know what? Get some lighting over there. How about that? That's what you need. That is all. Thank you guys for listening to us on Sound.
What happened just now?
I was going to say SoundCloud. I don't know why it was SoundCloud. Over on iTunes, Google Play, all that good stuff. YouTube.com/Nintendo Guru. You can follow Toby over there, who's ignoring me now, at Toby's _ take. You can follow Sean Capri, Sean like Connie, Capri like the pants, over on Twitter. And I am at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
Ciao.
Bye bye.
The hell was that nonsense?
I don't know. It's my best Toby.
I got my best Toby. Hold on, let me turn all the lights out first.
Okay, Bobby.